What up, world? It's your boy Chuck with Ill, aka Charles Brown, back again for another Talking Facts. But first, I want to ask you, are you good? If you're good, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification button so you can get the notifications on all the upcoming episodes, all right? The beautiful, the powerful Sha'Carri Richardson, hope I pronounced her name right, has now been informed that she will not be on the Olympic team. She would not be part of the Olympic festivities. She would not be part, even the relay race that she was supposed to be in. She's not even going to be in part of that. She would be back in time to make that, and they're not even going to let her run that. Why? Because she smoked some weed. Now, this is what I want to say about this, right? As long as I can remember, in sports, you weren't allowed to smoke no weed. You weren't allowed to do no drugs, specifically illicit and illegal drugs. You weren't allowed to use them. Now, this is what I want to say, right? I got two positions on this. One of them is, why can't you smoke weed? Weed is not, I don't even smoke weed, but why can't you smoke weed? Weed is, like how they say on Friday, God put this on the earth for me and you, right? And that was Smokey told Craig. Now, weed has been shown time and time again to not be harmful. Anything you do in abundance, yeah, that's going to hurt you. But if anything you've done in moderation, is something you could probably do freaking crack in moderation. But weed has not been anywhere near as harmful and detrimental as crack is. But apparently they don't want you doing weed for whatever reason. They're gonna have to start explaining why the entire world, well, not the entire world, but a lot of people in this world can sell weed and smoke weed legally, but for some strange reason, and I know some countries still don't, they frown on weed. Some countries, weed is extremely frowned upon, especially some of those Middle Eastern companies, like countries. They are like locking you up for years for having it. But it's a plant. You don't even need to alter it. It grows right at the ground, like poison ivy or something. It has its own attributes. It's built in. Now people do different strains and this and that, but it has its own attributes. Why, if this woman wanted to smoke to relax her nerves after her mom passed away, her biological mom, why would she then miss the Olympics knowing she's a favorite to win the whole thing? Now, I'm not going to get into the conspiracies because she smoked a blunt. It ain't no conspiracies if she admit doing it. It's a conspiracy if she's like, I never smoked a bob, I never smoked a blunt, I never smoked a white owl, I never smoked a Woody Mac. You know, if she never smoked nothing, then conspiracy theory me all day. But she smoked it herself, knowing she wasn't supposed to. Just like the person who got a job interview the next day and they smoke anyway. Right? At that point, it's your fault. Right? I feel bad for her, but it's to a degree. My second point is, if you know you're not supposed to smoke weed and you're about to get tested for the Olympics, right? If you win this race, the race she won, to qualify, you go to the Olympics. But right after you win it, they're going to test you. At some point, you're accountable for failing that test. So at some point, she's accountable for failing that test. And she took ownership. She handled it gracefully. She's like, I'm going to have many more races to win, which sucks because the next Olympics ain't until 4 years. It is what it is. So she's like, I'm going to have many more races. She's right. She will have many more races. But end of the day, this should have been the race she was in. And I don't know why we shoot ourselves in the foot as people. It's just like social media. We get something that's should be taken lightly and make it into this thing where now we're getting arrested on it, shot on it, murdered on it, we're getting beat up, we're getting scammed, and we're getting swindled, and we disparaging each other, we're bringing our whole race down, and the human race is becoming a freaking joke on social media. Everything's a meme. It's too much, and we don't understand the detrimental responsibility we have as humans with this stuff, because we do too much on all these things. You give people weed and you make it cool, and now it's like everybody's doing it, but they forgetting that sometimes you shouldn't do it. Right? Shouldn't do it. You want to meet your girlfriend's dad, like my daughter's boyfriend, he was like, I can't come to that high, and he wasn't high. Wanted to be high, but he didn't. The first time you meet somebody, you shouldn't be high. Now get it. I'm the first one to say there's nothing wrong with weed, but don't show up to meet me high. Right? That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna be good at all. Don't show up the first time you meet your girlfriend's dad smoked out. It's a time and a place for everything. And Sha'Carri Richardson, God bless her soul, she's just as a hood angel. But she should know better than to smoke that weed before her race. Weed take how many days to get out your system? I don't know, like a week? I don't know. But they got all these flushes and whatever. She might have tried to flush it and thought it was going to work, and it happened to not work. But end of the day, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. So Sha'Carri Richardson, God bless her. I had my fingers crossed that they was going to overturn it, but then I was like, why would they overturn it when that means they got to overturn everybody else's? Just because this one girl got all this support. It doesn't make any sense. And they can't unless they stop the whole rule altogether for everybody. They gotta uphold it for her. You need to change that rule, let these people smoke. Just like they changed the rule that these college players can get paid. For a long time, they was against it, but then they changed it because it's unfair. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should Sha'Carri Richardson be allowed to compete? Or was it her own fault? And she gonna have to learn from the consequences. Get in the comments, let me know. Follow your boy on social media, CLBMG.com. Buy that merch, and let me know what you think. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.